Alright everyone, I said in the previous video that when the wizard collects the dagger, he's going to transform into an armored wizard. He's going to have shining armor. And the way we're going to accomplish this is we're going to create a new sprite that is a copy of the wizard, but it has different outfits. And that'll be easier, I think, than going through and adapting the wizard. So go to wizard and right click and then duplicate it. So now we have two wizards, and rename the second wizard as Armored Wizard. Now go to the costumes and delete all but one. Actually, let's delete them all, but just put a random costume in there just to hold place. You have to have at least one costume. And then upload costumes. These will be on the website as usual. Okay, we can now remove the green flag. Okay, now you'll see that these costumes are parallel to the costumes in the actual wizard. So there are two walks, there are a bunch of bursts, an ouch, a spell, but this time he's not a spell, he's kind of using his sword or his dagger, and then a vanish, or he disappears into his helmet. But we have to change the code, and one of the things we have to do is we have to hide this guy at the beginning of the game. So go to when I receive start level and add a hide, and also set controls to off, so you're not moving him around all the time whenever you press the buttons. Similarly, when I receive start game, set controls to off. And since the wizard's going to be taking care of checking for the end of the game, we can just throw that away. Next, we need to trigger the appearance of the armored wizard. So he appears when the dagger is consumed, and the message that controls that is when I receive yum yum. So right now, it's just copied from the wizard. It says when I receive yum yum, start the sound yum yum. But what we're going to do is we're going to add something to this. I don't think we need a yum yum anymore. We need to check whether the current enemy is on the Wolfman Sprites list. So if Wolfman Sprites contains current enemy, show. When it receives the yum yum signal, it's not going to actually say yum yum this time. Well, that means that that's the signal for the armored wizard to show. We're also going to play a sound. And instead of yum yum, I'm going to get something else. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's try that out. Sounds changed. That might be because they're both moving in response to this, which they shouldn't be.
Yum yum! Ouch!
Okay, that works as far as it goes. We've got the armored wizard to appear. He isn't appearing in the same place as the wizard. Let's see if we can fix that. So we'll just put a go to wizard here, and let's point in the direction of the wizard as well. So point in direction of wizard.
Yum yum! Ouch!
Okay, that works. But what we've got to do, obviously, is we've got to make the wizard disappear. So we'll devote ourselves to that in the next video, and I will start that. Okay, I just realized that this is working by accident. It's working when it shouldn't. So why? So when I receive yum yum, there's nothing here that says to switch the armored wizard's controls back on, and yet they're switching on anyway. Why is that? Well, I figured it out. It's because animate ouch sets the controls to off. Well, they'll already be off for the armored wizard. Does its thing, and then sets the controls to on at the end. So if the knight strikes the armored wizard, which he usually will because the armored wizard has to grab the dagger from right behind the knight, then he switches his controls on. But I don't want to rely on that. So I'll show you what happens if I take it out.
Yum yum! Ouch! 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 Ouch!
So you see what happened there? The armored wizard didn't move with the wizard anymore. So what we need to do is we need to add a command that says switch the controls back on right here. And that should guarantee that it works every time. Okay, that's enough for now, and I'll see you in the next video.